decision just to postpone. You want to know what happened in the ministry to postpone. Yeah, to postpone. Yeah, to postpone. You from Vonjema, Maryland to postpone. Yeah.
Members of the public,
One, two, Bible test, 1, 2.
Good morning, Honorable Deputy Speaker, Honorable Co-Presiding Officer, and my distinguished Honorable ladies and gentlemen of the Honorable House of Representatives. I have the honor at this time to announce to you the 9th-day sitting of the third quarter of the Honorable House of Representatives, and that of the first session of the 55th Legislature of the Republic of Liberia. And now, therefore, the session is hereby called to order, and it is hereby so ordered.
prayer.
Amen.
Jeremiah G. Sokan Sunior, Mary G. Johnson, Nicholas E. II, Bowman County, Honorable Jakpapa Honorable Mana B. Bishop Johnson Jr., Honorable Sam P. Jala, Magidi County, Honorable Roland O. P. Cooper, Honorable Awan K. Jones, Honorable Ellen A. Atorrell, Honorable Emmanuel Yard, Honorable Clarence D. Gard, Riverside County, Honorable Ellen J. Grant, Honorable Steve Tikwa, Grand Crew County, Honorable Nathaniel N. Bawe Sr., River G. County, Honorable Alexander Paul, Honorable Isaac P. Kirople Wo, Honorable Johnson S. N. Williams Sr., Bapolo County, Honorable Zina A. Norman, Honorable Luther S. Collins, and Honorable Mustafa Warite. Honorable Deputy Speaker, honorable members of the Honorable House of Representatives, there are 41 honorable members present, 30 absent, 2 honorable members excused. Thank you very much.
Distinguished colleagues, the 41 members present, constituting of quorum for the honor of our business today, the also reading correction and the passing of the agenda.
The 9th-day sitting of the third quarter of the first section of the Honorable House of Representatives of the 55th Legislature of the Republic of Liberia. Thursday, November 14, 2024, agenda. 1 section call to order, 2 prayer, 3 roll call, 4 reading corrections or amendment and adoption of the agenda, 5 call for petition, 6 call for special committee report, 7 call for standing committee report, 8 call for bills, motions, and resolution. 9 business on speaker's desk. Under that, we have A, communications from Honorable Anthony F. Williams, Representative Electoral District Number 2, Maryland County. 1, requesting the House to invite the Minister of Public Works to explain and give an account of how the US $22 million, which was allocated in the 2024 national budget, was spent. And 2, requesting the indulgence of the plenary to invite Madam Sarah Beslu Yanti, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Liberia, to present any plan and modality from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs relative to the establishment of a Liberia diplomatic mission in Rwanda. B, communication from Honorable Axel B. Chopewo, Representative Electoral District Number 2, River G County, requesting the plenary of the Honorable House to summon the Ministers of Internal Affairs and Finance and Development Planning on the issue of payment of local government appointees. C. Communication from Honorable Donald Tuan Vigia, Representative Electoral District Number 6, Nima County, requesting an excuse from section to attend the International Road Form Performance Contracts Executive Seminar scheduled for November 11 to 20, 2024 in Washington, D.C., USA. D. Appearance of the ECOWAS Parliamentary Mediation Delegation. E. Appearance of Honorable Josiah Marvin Cole, Honorable Edward Pape Flomo, Honorable Frank Safoko, Honorable Eugene J.M. Corey, Honorable Abu Bana Kamara, and Honorable Zina Noma for allegedly indulging in acts that are repugnant to the status as members of the House. F. Appearance of Honorable J. Marvin Cole and the Personnel Director of the Honorable House of Representatives. G. Appearance of the Executive Director of Rural and Renewable Energy Agency to provide comprehensive briefing on the electrification of rural communities across Liberia and the sources of funding. 10. Miscellaneous. 11. Adjournment. Honorable Presiding Officer, Co-Presiding Officer, distinguished honorable ladies and gentlemen, that is the reading of the draft agenda for today's business being the 9-day sitting. Thank you, sir.
Our most respected, Honorable Deputy Speaker, Honorable distinguished co-presiding, my honorable colleagues, having listened to the agenda expressly read by the Deputy Chief Clerk, I, Austin Bleedy Taylor of Callaway and Barrow District, Maryland County, move that this agenda expressly read be adopted and used and subsequently filed after today's meeting. I so move.
Distinguished colleagues, with the motion being seconded, are you ready to vote? I'm ready. Ernest Mazen.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, and Honorable Presiding and Co-Presiding, fellow colleague, my unreadiness has to do with, during the past, the 8-day sitting, last week Tuesday, we received a communication from the Director of Vital Statistics asking us to excuse him to be present today. So I will be ready to vote if that can be also included on the agenda, because I'm not seeing it there.
According to the Deputy Chief Clerk's request was for next week Tuesday and it was granted. Honorable Colette.
Presiding, the Right Honorable Clarence Giga of District Number 5, Maigibi County, distinguished colleagues, to the movement, I will be ready to vote for the adoption of this agenda if you can accept the amendment for communication from Honorable Sam P. Jagger of Bombay County asking for an excuse due to medical reasons can be placed on this agenda.
To my Rutite honorable from Hong County, I so do accept.
Abonyan Flomo.
Honorable Deputy Speaker and Presiding Officer, co-presiding distinguished colleagues, I will be ready to vote if the item regarding the appearance of the head of the renewable energy can be taken, because last sitting there was a communication sent that asked, gave an excuse and then gave time for his appearance. So for it to still be on this agenda at 10, I think we just be taking much of our own time.
Requested to appear today, and so a letter to that effect was done, and as far as we know, he is here.
Okay, thank you. So since he's here with that information being reliable, I will also call for this amendment where his appearance can be fast-tracked and shifted to be one of the first items on the agenda to the movement. So we can put it to A.
To my distinguished honorable from Nimba County, I have considered that your amendment is extremely acceptable and in place, so I do accept. Thank you very much.
Distinguished colleagues, with all of the amendments being accepted, are you ready to vote? Already, Honorable Sefa, Prince Winner in our order.
The Honorable Presiding, co-presiding, distinguished colleagues, to the movement, I'll be ready to vote. Were you to include my letter to expel the ECOWAS delegation because they are compromised with Senator?
Presiding sees that already nice.
What is the other?
Honorable Sefa, Honorable Prince Winner.
Honorable President, I wish you could leave that with the movement. The move. They are seized by the presiding. Honorable Presiding, Honorable co-presiding.
I think we should allow the
movement to address that, right? My distinguished honorable, with due respect to the people of Lofa County, I respectfully reject.
Thank you. Honorable Prince Winner.
Honorable presiding, honorable co-presiding, I'll be ready to vote if we can include the name of Honorable Alex Sonibon Noir among those.
Okay, so folks, thanks again for joining us tonight. Welcome to the program. This is the Late Night Show, the Late Night Politics on Spoon. My name is Nelson Collier. We are live across the Spoon Network, Spoon FM 107.5 FM. We are live on Fabric Radio 101.1 and the host of other radio stations across the country. Many thanks to our partner radio stations that are relaying this edition of the program. And of course, I want to welcome all of you across the country joining us in Radio Land and those of you on the social media. watching us via our different social media handles. We appreciate you for joining us tonight. Let me go there and recognize just a few of you. It's going to be a great show tonight. Kindly share the program as you come on. Let's hope we can have a great conversation. I see Lavette Bondo, our dear sister. Thanks for joining us tonight. Comfort Harry, that's Henry. Thanks for coming on tonight. I see Adama Bintu Sharif. Thanks for coming out tonight. Morris Moses Mongai, we appreciate you. Golden Bowman, Agatha Allison, thanks for joining us tonight. Gibson Dewey, yes, hope I got the name right. Tapetobe is here as well. Thanks for joining us tonight. Sylvester Kamara, Moses Momolu, Ayo Prince Kamara. Thanks to everyone for coming out tonight. Please share the program as you come on. Let's hope we can have a great show tonight, great conversation. Share the show in your different group chats across your social media handles. Yes, and tell someone that the late night show is on. Sally Advancing, Antonin Vakana, yes. Benjamin Carver, have you guys shared the program? Please do if you haven't. Let's go to the updates. Lots of issues across the country today. So many things happening across Liberia. What are the happenings? What are the Liberian people saying? What are the policymakers doing? What are the things we need to talk about tonight? Let's hope we can have the luxury of time to go through these happenings here tonight on the program. Again, I want to welcome everyone. Thanks for coming on the late night show tonight. All right, so thanks for coming on tonight. So there's a whole lot across the country. Too many things happening all at the same time. You will wake up every single day to different activities across the country. Every day comes with a barrage of occurrences, happenings, different happenings in the news, and we get to talk about those issues every day. Now, just to begin with, the legislature has been, that center stage for a lot of happenings of recent. As per what's going on, what's transpiring at the legislature, there is this presence of the police that is now there, a huge security presence, and at some point, you get to see it as a joint security operation. That is the coming together of the different, security apparatus in the country. The LDA, I did see a very good presence of LDA officers there today. And of course, the Liberia National Police, as always, has a very huge presence there. So what are they doing there? Of course, providing security, but beyond that, making sure that people who are accessing the legislature, people who are going to the Capitol building, for example, if you went there and said that you work there, they want to see your ID card. They want you to identify yourself. If you are a media person, for example, I making my way at the facility today, I had to slow down. I was asked some questions. What exactly was I going to do there? And I had to present my identity, of course, and that's something that's been happening at the legislature. But it became concerning when today the speaker raised some concerns about that. Now, I want us to go back a little. The last time there was this communication from the speaker to the executive concerning the involvement of the executive in what's happening at the legislature and the need for the executive to stay off. Let the legislature do the legislative activities. Let the politicians at that level carry on their functions, the disagreements, let the fight go on, and let the executive do her job. But and so there was that communication, and we discussed that. We had a conversation around that. We made some analysis around that particular communication from the Speaker's office, but from the legislature, from the House of Representatives. That communication came from, I think, the press bureau, something. But the Speaker is at this time warning the Liberian National Police. He's warning the Liberian National Police. He's saying to them that they'll have to stay neutral in the midst of the tension of Capitol Hill, that the Liberian National Police should avoid taking a side. Now, at some point, the Speaker thinks that, this communication is highlighting that there is this belief that the Liberian National Police is wanting to take a side in the saga. So the Speaker went on to caution the police, send a caveat to the police that they should avoid taking a side in this saga that's unfolding up Capitol Hill. And that if they fail to do so, if the police fail to take a side, fail to remain neutral, then their presence at Capitol Hill will no longer be necessary. Which means, and I want you to get this, which means the Liberian National Police will be the Speaker will be given a mandate for the Liberia National Police to exit the facility, that particular facility. Because the first thing to take into consideration here is that the folks at the legislature or that particular area, they have their own security system. They operate there at the level of the legislature. They have the sergeant at arms. They have the regular security there at the legislature, and all of those guys are there. The Liberian National Police has moved in as the state security, that has the training, that has the sophistication enough, beyond just a Capitol building security or whatever to handle the situation. And like I said, there is also the presence of the LDA officers there at the Capitol building and all of that. So yes, they are there to provide security, to make sure that everyone who enters that facility is secured enough. But this is what's coming from the Speaker. And at some point, we're going to play the video and everything to that effect. But the Speaker is saying that if the police continue to take a side, their presence will no longer be needed at the Capitol building. Why is the Speaker saying this? And I know that's the next concern. A lot of people want to understand, why is the Speaker saying this? Well, according to the Speaker, the police have been in the business of denying some individuals who are believed to be supporters of the Kofa bloc. And not just the Speaker saying this, but some of the folks, some of his supporters, like Emmanuel Dan, Representative Emmanuel Dan of district, what's his district? Is it 7? Yes, in the West Point area. Representative Frank Safoko and a few other lawmakers who, support the Speaker have raised this particular concern. So, based upon this, they want the police to be neutral, or else they will no longer be accepted on the grounds of the legislature. But is it, and okay, so this is just the update. We're going to make some analysis around this issue. We have some videos to play to that effect as well, which we're going to be bringing up shortly on the late night show tonight. If you're just joining us, please share the program. I see my brother Moba is getting set in the background. We're going to bring him up shortly. The National Commission on Disabilities is set to launch her first ever census for people with disability amidst the um, to be able to come up with an accurate profile and understanding of the number of disabled people in the country, which is a very good one. So they're embarking on this process. Yes, I hope you will count all the people in the country. You know, I hope you will not be the national census. The census didn't count some all. It didn't count me to my office. It didn't count me to my house. You know, yeah. But on a serious note, yes, the guys are set to do this, and this is part of the initiative, an initiative of the commission to plan um, on how they can reach out to those people, how they can get to empower the disabled community in the country, and all of that. So, in order to do that, just with the census, in order to come up with a very effective developmental agenda, you know, to have an idea, an understanding of where to direct certain developmental, you know, activities, you have to know exactly what informs you to a larger extent is the national census. Once the census is conducted and all of that, then you get to have an understanding of how this thing works. So yes, that's exactly what the folks want to do. And the ECOWAS delegation met with the majority black at the House of Representatives today. They had a great meeting, great engagement. All of the different parties are yet to say what ECOWAS is saying to them. But what remains clear is the fact that they had a meeting today. Few of the lawmakers who engaged did say that the ECOWAS did not suggest anything such as a stand down for them, but it remains clear that the ECOWAS want peace. The ECOWAS have succeeded in meeting with all of the higher ups to that communications were addressed to, and that's what it is. The majority black, on the other hand, succeeded in having a successful session today, with several agendas on, with several issues making it on the agenda. Well, the speakers block did not again have a session today. It's been about 4 weeks now. The speakers block is yet to have a session because they're not getting a quorum. There were 41 members in the majority black session today. They had a quorum plus more. And so they went on to do business. Now they are contemplating, they're having a discussion around inviting more officials. You know, 3 officials from the executive branch appeared before them. It became of concern. Some thought that it was a way of testing the gavel at the majority black, which they successfully did. And then they had on the agenda today some plans to invite the finance minister, the public works minister, and all of top officials of the executive branch of government. So a lot more we're going to be talking about here tonight on the late night show. Great analysis coming up. I want to welcome everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. Let me go across and bring our co-host, Moba Zoka. Moba, thanks for joining us tonight, man. It's good to have you on.
Oh, thank you, Nelson. Our mute, so I gotta unmute myself. Thank you, Nelson, and thank you to our many listeners. Yo, man, today I saw you were really busy, you know, making, you know, doing giving some question out there, analyzing the entire stuff that going on. But it was, you know, it was nice watching you today, and I really enjoy you and the other guy. But like, I don't know which radio station you're from, but it was really nice actually. I'll follow you guys.
Yeah. So at some point we thought to bring some other folks from some other media folks who are assigned at the legislature.
Okay.
So as to make an analysis around the unfoldings at the Capitol building. So a few of them we brought. Okay, Yanti talked about OKFM. I had him on the analysis. Chokon Flamer, my colleague from here at Spoon, was there with me as well. Edwin Ginoway, joined me at some point. Achille Buan, and you know, and a few other folks, you know, joined me today for just a brief analysis. We really wanted to have spoken to some Liberians, but it was tense because when you're on one side engaging with one activity, before you know it, there's another activity on the other side. You gotta run there, then interrupt everything. But that's how busy it's been. You know,
Yeah. I enjoy our coverage actually, but yes, we are again discussing the Liberian people issue, the opportunity, and we are still, you know, in a space. We tell Almighty God thank you, and also we, you know, yeah, next thing we hear. You want me to start with my opinion, or you just want to start? Which one? You want me to start my opinion?
yeah. So you can do
Yeah.
your opening, but I'm
Oh, okay.
trying to get a few videos on. Just do your
Oh,
opening.
okay. Yeah. Again, Liberians, we are here today to discuss the issues concerning our country. As much we have the opportunity to talk to you guys. Yes. There's a lot of things going on. We all know. The legislature saga stay on. As much we have the opportunity, we will discuss these issues. And Tomo Fala, and I said it yesterday in nursing. I said not Tomo Fala, but the speaker, the Fonati Kofa, will not relent. He will not. He will resist. He will not relent. He will not join the group and the 41 will not join Fonati. I think 41, 42 will not join. The majority will not join the speaker. So now we keep saying this: the Liberian people suffer end of the day because if things people carry concession, things need to be signed, people need to be looking at or other bills and things, and these things don't pass, the Liberian people suffer. So in this case, we keep appealing to the both parties to see reason, and also let them respect the Constitution as much ECOWAS is in the country. ECOWAS talking to both parties, also meet with the president, and that was welcoming as well. And I think ECOWAS was able to play their part. But it left with we, the Liberians, and also the legislature to play their part. Because we see the things not ending soon, for me. But every day I know people appealing to the both parties, but we see it not ending soon. Because the majority black want to show their strength, and also the minority want to show their strength. So end of the day, the Liberian people suffer the consequences. But you know, Nelson, we will keep talking to them and see. But look, it's not easy, Nelson. It's not easy because look, the both parties not listening. How much we will talk, everybody will come to media, get our opinion on issues, more especially concerning the legislature. But I think they were not listening. And I want to talk to my Liberian people. How much we stay far from 2029, but we'll keep ringing belts in your ear so you can listen and take it in. You're looking at your legislatures. You're watching it keenly, carefully. And y'all know the good one from the bad one. So that tomorrow, somebody shouldn't bring back a rest. Y'all say vote for me and you vote for them. Somebody shouldn't get y'all say vote for me and you vote for them. Because now they put the entire country on hostage. Yes, the entire country right now on hostage, and it's been discussed all around the world about Liberia legislatures, how they divided, how things is not going well in the country. And you guys know the people who causing this trouble, who causing this concern out in our country. So you guys, tomorrow when you're voting, y'all vote for people who y'all know that can change the country, the entire system for every Liberian who are listening to the crowd. Because tomorrow I can wake up and say, you know what, I want this setting a lawmaker from power, right? And then I say I want setting signature. So let me just get on the street and command signature and carry it to the house. I say yes. I call the representative. Or I say we get a signature. We want to move. We add due process. Then let us see now. Then everybody start bypassing the Constitution because we got to go through the Constitution. Anything we're doing, we got to go through the Constitution. The Constitution itself governs the entire country. Without the Constitution, there'll be no Liberia because people do things all of the way. What we call in our local parlance, call it hey. People that be doing things in our type of manners. People go do things. They say, well, no law. That's why the law guide us, Liberians. Let us work in the confines of the law, so that tomorrow the law speaks. So that when we're going contrary to what the Constitution is saying, then we hold ourselves. So I think the legislature need to listen to the legislature need to listen to the Constitution. They need to read. I know they know about it. I think they're playing deaf ear, but end of the day, they got to listen to. They got to go by the Constitution because they are lawmakers. They make the laws of the land. They go in the chamber and discuss the issues that pertain to our country, and they and all the things they discuss is based on our constitution and our law, everything, articles, session articles, these things work. And then today it comes to that part. People will say we don't like the majority black. No, we like everybody, but our main concern is let the due process be be implemented. Let it go through the due process, and then let we look at the due process, and then let the people come out and say, okay, this is the case, and let the Constitution work. Let the Constitution speak. That's our stand. It's not to say we're against the majority black. No, we're not against the majority black. They are, it's their right. It's their right to remove their speaker, but let them do it in the confines of the Constitution. This is our stand. That's what people don't understand. And that's, let me close back before you come in. The president needs to stand up because a lot of things going on in our country. The president needs to stand up and take the stand and make sure things work properly, because we champion the cause, not for the Liberian people to suffer. People, no job in the country, no job. We put the government in power because we knew that putting them in power, they will bring more jobs, more companies will come in the country. There will be more, like education. The education sector will improve. The health sector will improve. Road connection and other things. Will not happen one day. Will happen gradually. But we're not seeing the sign. They say when you know the Christmas will be good, you can know from the eve. But we're not seeing those signs. So we'll talk about it, Mr. President. We'll talk about it. You got to stand your ground. Don't listen to other people. You got to stand as a president. When you speak, the nation obey. The nation listen. Because you the only man in our country now when you say yes. You know you ain't God. When you say yes, God follow, because God gave leader ideas.
Mobile, from the way sometimes you sound, you come across as someone who wants a dictatorial government for the country. And at some point, you will have to tell the Liberian people where you stand. Whether you stand for democracy or for dictatorship. Look, because this Mobile speaking here in the very US where he sits, there's democracy at work.
Yeah, but Nelson, listen.
The popular will of the people is what prevails. Listen, this Mobile here is telling the Liberian people that Liberia is a country of law. We should follow the Constitution, but that the president, when he said today, it should be today. When he says yes, it should be yes. Nothing less.
Nelson, I'm speaking on
the point. Do you stand?
No, okay,
do you
Nelson,
stand on
let
the
me come in
side
now.
of democracy?
Yeah,
No. I'm coming, Mobile. Do you stand on the side of democracy? Do you stand on the side of the rule of law?
I respect democracy and I respect the rule of law,
being subjected to a dictatorial government? Is that what you stand for, Mobile?
No, listen now. Let me come in, Nelson. The question, and not true or false question. When you explain that, let me come in with my own expose. But let me go ahead, Nelson. Look, when I say this, when the president said this, it should happen, right? I'm not saying it in a negative form, like the president should rule the entire country with iron hand and say, even where something. But Nelson, when we're looking at the entire government structure, it's like the president's not doing things on his own. He has been cajoled by a certain group of people around him. Anything they say, that's why he go back. That's my stand. But anything the president want to do, they do in the confines of the Constitution and let him stand his ground. That's my point. You know what I'm saying? We're not yet to tell people, say, oh, the president will go against the Constitution. No, the president will work in the confines of the Constitution. But the president should listen to every gossip outside, because Nelson, that's what brings Georgia down today. That's what brings Georgia down. And people, when we return to 2029, people are angry. They are angry right now. So when they were turning to read, they be telling my man, that you're poor in a mess. Yes. We never knew that Joseph Burger coming to take stand. And we say, the party people get veiled, they get veiled, first of all, independent in their houses. But we say the truth of power. The president need to stand up. All the people around him, what they're doing, what the advices they're giving him. How many concessions are the president signed to say today we bring 4 or 5 companies in the country? Where are they? Where are they, Nelson? That's our plan. Our first 100 day, right? Our first 100 day, I expect the president to only work on job creation. Because when you employ your citizens, right? When you employ your citizens, you know what happens? Your entire country balance. Because number one, revenue, the government will collect more revenue, and the citizen will what? The money will circumvent in the country, right? And you'll see the economy will boost. That's how other countries work. It works to the citizen. Now, see, it's not a certain group of people. That's what I understand. The president needs to fight for job creation and make sure you shouldn't listen to no kind of gossip. Let him stand his ground and work in the confines of the law. Now, see, I believe in in democracy, and I will always support it. I will never go. I'm not a dictator anymore, and the president shouldn't be a dictator. Nobody will tell you say the president should probably dictate.
But you think the president should stand up? You think the president should work? And one way the president can stand up, one way the president can work is when he says yes, it should be yes. When he says today, it should be today. Nothing should change it. And that's the way the country is going to make progress. But we have to go. We have to move on, Mobile. There's a lot happening across the country. That was just for the opening. Why we get the rest of the guys to join us tonight. I want us to start the conversation from here.
I don't know what you keep going off coming on. I know you're nowhere. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, sorry.
Why?
I in Miami, so in Miami, I
know. Miami internet.
That can happen sometimes, in Miami. But I hope I'm okay now because we're about to get into the conversation.
Yeah. Let's go ahead. I think you're okay.
So yes, let's hope we can do this. Okay. So I want us to start the conversation from here. Today at the legislature, this is what happened. I want us to listen or watch this engagement, this interaction between the speaker and the Liberia National Police. In there, you see the Deputy Inspector General for Operations 102, Colonel Nelson Freeman, and the speaker in that engagement right there. Let me play just a portion of this one.
Anybody who's coming here who's a staffer should be identified. You don't know the staffer? No, you have some. They have some. Because staff. I was irritated inspector here on Tuesday. So a lot of them here. That's why I'm waiting. I want to see the corporate. I'm the chairman in this building here, chairman of the executive. I was standing outside with the ID cards, and I came here and said, I was staying here for 1 hour. Let them come in. Once they have the ID cards to identify themselves, give a command to these guys. To block this place information. Being disrespectful.
Honorable Speaker, I was also denied by the police to stop my car from entering in this place.
So we need your action to leave this place. I mean,
no any problem.
We assign before we close the day.
Yeah, please reassign.
Whoever are going to be in charge here, you don't know who are the
staff here are the people who are here to identify employees or non-employees. The police is only here if they know. Hold on, let me talk. The police is only here if the staff say you can't come in and they decide to be rowdy. The police put them outside. But the police, as long as the staff say the person pass, that policeman will come and say the person can inside.
I don't know what
so these are the people I know that since he doesn't understand command and understand English, please bring somebody who can better carry on your assignment. Otherwise, we'll ask the police. Thank you very much. Double lead.
As simple as this may seem, this is one of the very crucial issues at the Capitol building. In the midst of everything we're talking about now, security is paramount. Security is key. The security of every single person entering that facility is of great importance. So that's the reason why you have not just the security of the legislature right now operating there. No, they're being beefed up by the state security, by the Liberian National Police, so as to ensure that maximum security is provided for the speakers, the pro tem, the senators, the representatives, the staffers, and even people going to visit the facility because it's a public facility. Now, but this is the other side of this whole thing. Now, Mobile, you remember the situation with when the session got disrupted on, when was that? On when there were attempts to disrupt the session on Tuesday, when Representative Marvin Cole was seen on camera marching in with some group of guys, and they attempted breaking through the doors to enter the joint chambers, and he was being prevented. Now, on that very day, there was information that some of the people who entered that facility were not staffers. They had no business being there. They had no connection with anything that was happening there. But sorry guys, they had no business being there, but they went there. And how did some of those people get there? Now, the police, for example, at this particular point, is in the business of asking people to identify themselves. Okay, if you say you work here, then you have to show your ID card. Once you show your ID card, obviously, you get to have access to the building, whether you tall, you short, you medium, you average height, you black, you bright, you light skin, or whatever, you get to have access to the facility. But on that very day, when the session was disrupted, there were some of the folks we spoke with who said that the Bond County lawmaker was seen at the entrance and identifying some individuals. So if you went, for example, and say, I work here, and the police ask you, you got ID card? You say, no, I ain't get ID card. The lawmaker say, no, they mean that one of our staffers that may enter. Or the person is one of our staffers that the person enter. And yes, the lawmaker may have done it in good faith, recognizing people he knows. But on that very day, what happened was you saw hooligans on camera marching to the joint chambers to disrupt activity. Now, let's go back a little bit. On the very day when there was stone throw, when those folks from the majority bloc went to read a petition, when there were stone throws, similar thing happened when people who had absolutely no business of being on the grounds of the legislature went there. In fact, that day we had issue with the connection, and I had issue with the phone I was using, and so it wasn't picking up and stuff like that. So I had to use the my computer, I position a certain way to capture a few things. And one of the guys was saying to me, you that laptop that Jay was setting for way, check it will run away with you. So all those things, people who had no business of being on the ground of the legislature, it's funny, but it's serious. They said, that laptop, the way it knew that one waiting for wait, check it will run away. So, but people who had no business of being there were there. And then the question is, how did those people get there? If the policy, if the regulation is you should have an ID card before accessing the Capitol building, how did those individuals get there? Now, you listen to the District 7 representative Emmanuel Dan in that particular video saying that, even when I had to identify some of my staffers before they let them in. If this person is your staff or the person works in your office, what prevents the person from going to work with their ID card, given the situation at hand? Why should lawmakers in the first place be in the business of going to stand to the gate to identify people who should enter when the procedure is, before you get there, you should have an ID card? And so those are just a few questions that will come to mind when we have these issues. But given the situation, the speaker thinks the lawmakers, the police is taking a side at this point. And he sent a caveat that they should try to be neutral. They should try to carry on their duty, void of taking any sides. His warning was to the police that yes, they're in the business of denying individuals. Sometimes people that are thought to be supporters of the minority bloc, they're in the business of denying those people. But if they continue, the police will no longer be needed at the capital. Their presence will no longer be needed. So now you saw in that video we just played, one of the gentlemen, one of the law enforcers, the police officers who was involved with the process, was being reported to the 102, the deputy police IG for operations. And once he was being reported, you heard the speaker saying that carry him somewhere else, let him go man somebody else, he will not be here again. So what that means is that the example starts with that officer. Any other person coming after him who will be in the business of maybe denying people and then maybe enforcing the law in a way that seemed to be not balanced, maybe taking a side, similar action will be taken against those individuals. But I want us to start. I want us to start the conversation from there. The warning, from the speaker today to the police.
Yeah, Nelson, thank you for the topic. Look, first of all, I think all the staff that are working in the Capitol building should have identification card, which is ID card, to identify yourself. Because look, let me tell you, Nelson, not all let's say that the police, not all the staff all they know. So that is Zoom, right? You just alluded to the incident that occurred recently, right? Where you see lawmakers will get a lot of people behind them when they mess up the entire timber, right? And then we saw people using tear gas, and we saw lawmakers tying their faces, all that stuff. So that prompted the police to be in an identical position to go over there, and which of course it is good. We shouldn't condemn it. It is good because it brings calm in any situation. Because the police there to bring calm. But again, I agree that the lawmaker, what the lawmaker was saying, I think he was talking about devices, like the airline setting people in and setting people not coming in. But my question here is, all the people that were airline in, they were having ID card, and the people who they were denying were also having ID card. So we got to know all the issues, Nelson, before we come up with a conclusion. But for the police present over there, I think it is commendable. We should commend the police.
Again, going back, and Vasco, I want to welcome you to the show. Going back to the whole situation, as someone who's assigned at the legislature, I know for a fact that before having access to the facility, you need to have an ID card.
Okay, yes.
And the next thing is, if you have an ID card, regardless of who you are, whether you tall, you short, you from which other political party, whatever, no. If you have an ID card,
yeah,
regardless of who you are, you will enter. But the only time it becomes a problem is when you cannot identify yourself.
That's my
point.
You
cannot convince the police that you belong there. Maybe you work there.
So now the lawmaker are saying, he's saying that the people who were denied from entering the house today, or let's say the entire facility, probably they were not having ID card, or they was having ID card and they show it, and the people denied it. That's I want to know that in that middle, because if they were having ID card and the police denied them, then the police in the wrong, because even the policeman who denied them, right? He have an identification card that he can show in when in call up and he can show it, and people respect him as a police officer. So if somebody come to that working place or to their jobs with an ID card and they show it to you, you gotta get in that respect for them to enter, no matter who they are, how much they identify themselves. So I think if let me be on the record, Nelson, because I don't want to jump the gun. That which of course I know the entire scenario, but if the police deny those people, which of course they have their ID card, and the police deny they were wrong on the police part, It was wrong on their part, and they should desist from it. And if they are putting people in by let's say the other person for the other group, the other person for the other, and deny them, which of course everybody's showing the scene identification card, then it was wrong on the police part, because you dare to save life and you yeah, go ahead.
But let's talk a little bit on the aspect where he says if the police cannot avoid taking a side, if the police cannot be neutral in providing security at the capital, their presence will no longer be needed. Their presence will no longer be necessary on the grounds of the legislature.
Yeah, he said it because he was angry, number one. Number two, the way his people was treated, different from the majority lawmaker on Stavo.
But is there a way, Moba? Is there a way that the police will distinguish who is a majority black supporter and who is a minority black supporter, and then tell the minority black supporter, say you're not entering, the majority black supporter you're entering? Is there a possibility? I mean, do you see the possibility of this thing happening between?
Yeah, probably that's the angle the speaker coming from. But I will not believe that, because in a sense, I think the police know everybody, all the staff over there which staffer belong to certain representative and who staffer belong to the other representative. I think, but probably, let me say this next thing. Probably the minority group, well, because you can remember Safoko said he said his staffer was denied. So probably because the source Safoko, because the last time Safoko was the one who was parading over there with a lot of men behind them. Some of them tied out here with work cloth, and they were singing song in the facility of the house. So based on that, maybe the security are like, okay, you know what? Since the men we know him from Safoko on the side, let me deny all of them, because Safoko even admitted that he was his staff was denied, and he was on it, and you are there, you are talking to the police. The police said no. So based on that, that's how the police take that decision, because they saw the video. They saw the video. But then, if those people can show you ID card, if they cause any problem, you can arrest them. No matter who are you, you can't violate the law. So if they show the ID card, I believe that, and the police should give them the way to come in and to do their job. And you understand? So I believe that the identification card is very important.
Thank you.
Very important.
I want to hold you there.
Themselves.
I want to hold you there. We're about to transition, but let me hear Vasco on this one. Maybe I have to play the video again with the speaker having this engagement with the guys. Emmy, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on. Let me just play a portion of this video again, then I'll bring you in quickly, Vasco.
Anybody who's coming here who's a staffer should be identified. You don't know the staffer? No, you have somebody.
Lawmaker staff. I was hearing this inspector here on Tuesday, so a lot of them here. That's why I'm waiting. I want to see this Africa. I'm the chairman in this building here, chairman of the executive. I was standing outside with the ID cards, and I came here and said, I was staying here. It's 1 hour. Let them come in. Once they have the ID cards to identify themselves, and Congress give a command to these guys. So lock this place in information. Being disrespectful.
Honorable Speaker, I was also denied by the police to stop my car from entering in this place.
So we need your action to leave this place. I mean,
no any problem.
We assign before we close the day.
Yeah, please reassign.
Whoever that's going to be in charge here, you don't know who are the
staff here are the people who are here to identify employees or non-employees. The police is only here if they know. Hold on, let me talk. The police is only here if the staff say you can't come in, and they decide to be rowdy. The police put them outside. But the police, as long as the staff say the person pass, that policeman will come and say the person can come inside.
I don't know what instruction.
No, and this is where we are. That conversation started even before the recording went on. The speaker said if the police cannot stop taking a side, their presence will no longer be necessary at the Capitol building. But why do we have, and let me come to you a bit, Vasco. Why is it that this complaint is coming from only folks who support the speaker? Why are we just hearing Representative Frank Safoko? Why is it coming from Representative Emmanuel Dan? Why aren't the people from the majority black raising similar concern with the Liberia National Police? You are muted, Vasco. I think you have to unmute.
Thank you, Nelson. Let me say hi to my fellow panelists and hi to our listeners and those that view us on YouTube and Facebook. So Nelson, what is unfolding at that capital now is coming to, like we were saying here, that the executive now have gotten into this identical thing that is happening. The reason why you see in the speaker group accusing the police, because the executive is clearly showing themselves which side they're taking by their ministers and directors going to the so-called majority black. Okay? And that's the reason why those guys are telling them. You see them, they're showing it. Because the police going over there, they allowing certain group of people going in and denying other group of people. Denying people that will see beyond those lawmakers that are beyond Fonati. And that is not right. They say follow your leader. So if the president start to take side with the majority black, the police will follow. And that's what the police doing.
But Vasco, is it possible for the police to distinguish who the supporters of the pro-speaker lawmakers are and who the supporters of the anti-speaker lawmakers are and try to prevent them?
But according to the video, right, the lawmaker themselves telling the police that this is my staff, this is my staff. So if the lawmaker can come and identify his staff or person that work along with him, who is the police to say this person is not your staff or you cannot go in there?
Okay. Let's put it this way, Vasco. Let's put it this way. At the legislature right now, even as someone who's assigned there, that's why even some of the people know me. They know my face, everything. When I go there and I get ID card, they will tell me to stay on the other side. So the procedure there now is, before you enter the facility, you should have an ID card. If John Brown works with this particular lawmaker or that other lawmaker, what stops him or her from going to work with their ID card? Why are they not being identified?
So, Nancy, you asked me a question, right? But what I want to say is this whole ID card business, when the ID card business came into effect, when people start asking people for ID card,
because there's tension up Capitol Hill.
Because of the tension, right? Thank you. So, that place, that capital, is a place for the people, the citizens of the country. When you have a group of lawmakers will leave their districts, go and sit down to RLJ. If I were in the country, every day police will beat me. Because my only lawmaker in my district, every day I'll go there and say, I don't see him. Okay? People cannot see the lawmaker. The district is vulnerable. People live in the district, they don't know what is happening. Where do you want them to go and find the lawmaker? Where do you want them to go and speak to the lawmaker? Where do you want them to go to ask what is happening in the district? That the capital. So the problem is at the capital is not the citizen, it is themselves.
Okay.
So if the police go over there to put things under control, they should be fair and balanced.
But what do you make of the caveat from the from the speaker today that if the police cannot stop taking a side, their presence at the capital will no longer be necessary?
But I mean, the speaker is even wasting time. What are they doing there? All the lawmakers then got their own people assigned with them. If you got your security assigned with you, fine. Your security will be able to guide you. That place is a political place. The police should leave that whole place. That people settle the issue they got to settle over there. They created that problem. They need to settle it among themselves.
Thank you.
The police should not be over there. They shouldn't be there.
Thank you. Let's hear your take on this issue.
Thank you, Nelson. Hi, everyone. So much to unpack, right? Here we are again. I'm here listening to Vasco and my brother Morva, and I joined the side taking trend. I don't know what's asking for ID has to do with someone taking sides. Why must it be if it's not fitting your side or it doesn't fit you, then it gotta be somebody taking side with somebody else? You said it yourself. There's a chaos going on over there, and we've seen so-called lawmakers then taking thugs then behind them to go destroy in the capital, going causing problem in the capital. So why are you sitting here blaming something talking about people's house? It is the people's house, but not the people's house to go destroy, not the people's house to go cause problem. That's not why it's there. So the police have rights to ask for those things. So how am I, like Nelson already said, how are they supposed to know the other person for the other group and the other person for the other group? They are only there to do their job, to ask for ID, which they should be doing. Okay? And there's no way Safoko standing over there, he works over there for how long now? And everybody, there's no way. I don't believe that the police saw him and they stopped him from coming in. That's a lie. I think he's just there to want to make things sound whatever. It's just common sense that he works there, for goodness sake. Unless you are coming in, why should lawmaker go stand to the gate to be pointing at people and say, this is my staff? Your ID should be the one to point you out. It shouldn't be lawmaker. We saw, what's his name, so-called chairman for Rue and something, going in there with thugs, trying to break the door. You want to tell me all those people had ID? There was staffers that were doing that? I don't think so. So for us to sit here and be talking like, because taking side, and because this whole day taking side, and people are not talking about what's going on, and they want to sit here and talk about taking side, that is disgraceful for us to be doing that. Okay, people's house to go destroy. Is that what the people? You can go to your lawmaker, but if you go there with a someone with like intelligent person that go there to go meet your lawmaker, I don't think anybody with something. But right now, I don't think the capital is somewhere that people should be visiting right now, because there's a lot going on right now, and that's something for people to be going there right now to go visit. And we all know those visits are going on. I don't know regular visit. We've seen people, lawmaker carrying people there to go destroy. So come on. You're sitting here talking about acting like you don't know what's going on and want to something. Nobody, I don't think the police will see anybody with ID. Nothing, you've been going there. So has the police done that in front of you, seen somebody with ID and refused for them to get in? I don't want to believe that. I think they're just saying that because they want to make it worse. They're talking about executive part of it. So because they see that executive taking side, what side you see executive taking? Everything you want to make it political. You should be trying to talk about what's going on in your country. In that house is wrong. I don't care what side you sit on. It's wrong. They should be settling it in a different way than sitting there and trying to destroy properties that would be put on a labyrinth to try to take money and something, and you sitting out here because such and so like that. Oh, the other side, the other side. I'm just so sick of this topic.
You know, Emmy, I want us to respect Vasco's view on this issue, right? We will all have different views, different analysis. Different analysis on this. But listen, it's monotonous. Emmy, let's face it this way. Why do you think this complaint is coming from mostly folks who are in support of the speaker? Because like you saw in that video, you saw Emmanuel Down, the representative of District number 7. You saw Representative Frank Safoko, District 9 lawmaker. And these are the people who are raising this concern that their staffers are being denied. The police is taking a side. Why do you think this is coming from the pro-speaker lawmakers? Okay, so since we lost Emmy, let's move to our brother Chris. Chris, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on tonight. Let's hear your take on the conversation.
Thank you, Nessie. Let me say good evening to Mova and Vasco and all the rest of the team out there, and our viewer who are from the podcast. It's a very interesting issue. Looking at the situation that happened today at the Capitol building, I think the system needs to work. In America, if you go to work, you have your ID card. You don't have the ID card to clock in, you can get into the building. if the security don't identify you, that's why they have the security people that are working to Capitol building. So if those security are able to recognize those people, fine. But I think that it's supposed to have an ID card of the any day when they're going to work. That's why they issue an ID card. Those complaints that are coming from other lawmakers, it's possible. It can happen, it can happen. It's possible. So looking at the situation, because mind you, this is a political time, political season at the Capitol building right now, what's going on? It's possible that maybe in my dam, one or two of staffers will be denied. Who knows? Safu will be denied. Who knows? It's possible it happen. It's not possible. It's possible. So it's very in that case. So looking at also the speaker, trying to send caveat to some of the officers, I think what they could do, the speaker needs to invite maybe the one-on-one or whosoever to have audience with the person in his office, so he can direct them what to be done. Not to stand outside as where he was today, standing to address issue. I think it wasn't brilliant enough to do that. He was invited one-on-one to your office and have audience with him, explain the duty. Then standing outside because you were telling the man, oh, if you don't understand English, I think we should not look down on our officer. I don't think it was brilliant enough on his side. But however, I think they found better solution to that. Maybe tomorrow and the day after, so they can work in the interest of those staffers at the building there.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Chris. I want us to transition a bit. And let me play you this particular video. The ECOWAS delegation visited the majority black today.
The Duchess of this Honorable House of Representatives to pause our deliberations as we have been informed during the forum by the chairperson of the majority bloc of majority members, a section that we have our colleagues visiting us for the ECOWAS Parliament as it was accepted in the adoption of our agenda. So our conversation on this subject matter concerning our colleagues will continue on next Tuesday so that we can give our colleagues and visitors the chance to interact with you colleagues in session. Thank you.
I want to hold this there because it's a whole long one right there. But
sorry, Nelson.
Yeah, I know you got caught up. But today the guys received the ECOWAS delegation to the country.
Did Vasco answer my question for me?
Yeah, we've transitioned now. So
oh no, I had to answer that question. Vasco don't know what he's talking about.
We've transitioned. Vasco said he will answer 2029.
You're not boycotting on me, Baba. You don't want me to start.
when the CDC wins election in 2029, Vasco says he will answer your question when they come back to power. That's when he will leave the US and come to his ministerial position. But the ECOWAS delegation came to the country today, and they've been in the country, but today they met with the majority bloc. But it's concerning that in the midst of all of the meetings that have been held, not much is being said about the outcome of those engagements with the ECOWAS, or that the ECOWAS is having with those folks. Well, the president met with ECOWAS. The pro-tem, the leadership of the Liberian Senate met with ECOWAS. Councillor Kofa and the Speaker of the 55th Legislature and his team met with ECOWAS. Chairman Koga, the chairman of the majority bloc and his team met with ECOWAS. But not much is being said about all of those meetings. In fact, immediately after the meeting today, the lawmakers who are pushing for the removal of the speaker said They remain resolute. They remain engaged. They are holding on. And ECOWAS did not tell them to back down. And even in the case where ECOWAS made that suggestion to them, they will not accept it because they are resolved to remove the speaker. And now the big question is, was the ECOWAS delegation visit to Liberia a success? Is it going to bring about any difference? Now that ECOWAS have met with all the different parties, are we about to see anything strange, anything new, anything different? Is anything about to change about everything that's happening here at the level of the legislature? Let's start with you, Moba, then we can go around the table on this one.
Yeah, thank you, Nelson. Look, I think the president of ECOWAS make no difference, in my opinion, and because I said it earlier, like the majority black will not bow down, and Fonati will not bow down, and for all education, the Liberian people suffer. That's it. Because how much ECOWAS trying to play their parts, trying to talk to both parties, and the president, according to what we heard today, ECOWAS also meet with the president. I mean, yeah. So I think we don't know what to discuss for the president. We don't know, but I think the lawmaker, Thomas Fala, was able to, we listened to one or two stuff from him. But Nelson, you just said it. Like the people said they will not bow down. Like they will not agree, because first of all they're in the majority, and secondly they don't want the speaker. They have no confidence in the speaker, and the speaker now saying, "Let us go." Probably when ECOWAS went to the speaker said, "Let us do a due process so that I can let it get out 49 and I'll be removed." Now, what happens if ECOWAS have play their parts, right? They talk to the majority, the minority, and they talk to the president, and now there's no outcome. There's no like, okay, send ECOWAS here, let us do it this way. Nothing. The Liberal people suffer. And Fonati will stand her ground. Nelson will say today that man will not resign. The speaker will not resign. They keep dragging it. The speaker will not resign. If the majority of black want to do the right thing, Nelson, it's easy. It's easy. I don't know why the majority black keep acting like they're so stubborn that they can just go by the constitution due process and mobilize people.
And I know, Moba, this is very important, but I want us to go back. I want us to go back to this ECOWAS issue again. Is it making any difference?
No
is it
difference.
adding to anything? Was the trip, or is the trip a successful one? Why aren't the different parties speaking to what the outcomes of those different meetings are?
What? Yeah, okay. What make any meeting successful? The outcome should be positive.
Yeah.
The outcome should be everybody should agree to one conclusions and get a solution, and the solution should be immediate, right? That's why people. But ECOWAS, I think ECOWAS were able to fulfill that. They were that because both parties, they are resilient. They don't want to agree to each other. The other party said no. The other party said no. So end of the day, always say the Liberian people suffer because for Nati, the speaker will not resign. We're talking here every day. That speaker will not resign. Let the majority bladder do the raffle thing. Let it the way they're spending more money to the hotel. I think they can spend some money to bribe because now to bribe some other men to come over. Let it think over. But probably that's what they would do. But end of the day, if not, it will be the same.
I want to hold you there. Let's move to Emmy. Your take on this issue with the whole ECOWAS delegation thing. They're visiting the majority black as well. More like concluding the engagements and all of that. Is this a successful one?
Well, Nelson, it depends what you define successful in the whole exercise thing. You can say if it was or not, because I told you the other night I don't think that it was necessary for ECOWAS to come concerning something like this. And my brother said that they came on tourism, so I guess that's what it is. I don't I don't understand why they came, and they're not gonna come and do anything to turn anybody on behind their back. So do anything other than what they're doing. The only thing that will be talking is what everybody have already said, what your constitution says, how you should go about doing these things. I think we think that, oh, for the sake of peace or for the sake of the country running, we think that you guys should go by what your constitution says. And it left with them to agree or not. Like I said, everybody been reading the constitution in their own understanding. It depends on which side you sit. The majority of blacks said they have the constitutional backing to do what they're doing. The minority of blacks said they don't. So, and people who support them, I don't support any side. I support the right side. Or I don't just want to see them breaking down the building, destroying. Okay, that's the only part that got me mad. Whoever side is doing that, then I'm against that. But they can go and be holding each other pajama and be whatever. That's their problem. However, their constitution or their law say they should go about doing these things, they should do it. But ECOWAS is not going to say or do anything other than what they're already. So I don't know what you define as success. Coming in the country and talking to them, yeah, meeting with them, yeah, that was successful.
Yeah, okay. Maybe we want to go back. Maybe we want to go back a little to what triggered the move, the decision for ECOWAS to come to the country. Well, the lawmakers have some issues where they are pushing for the removal of the speaker. Something that some folks think that this is something that is going to degenerate into something.
That happens everywhere, in every country, Nelson.
And because of that, ECOWAS decides to get involved to see as to how this situation can be brought to a logical conclusion where both parties can find some sort of solution around this. But did the ECOWAS achieve that? And maybe that's the big question that we all need to start finding answer to, as to whether the ECOWAS succeeded in doing this for the past couple of days they've been here, having met with all the different parties.
For them to go and have the majority or minority or whatever they call themselves sit together.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe that was going to happen if they are not muddy the water before ECOWAS came in, because now I think is more intense now with what they call the other minority blocks or whatever Speaker Kofa block has been behaving so childish and like rebels, trying to vandalize the Capitol and doing it and trying to stop grown men and women from sitting because they don't agree with them. I think it added more fire and it got kind of tension. That tension is there now. So maybe before then, ECOWAS was going to have a little, success in that area. But right now, I think everybody, they want to be that way. Oh, we out there, we rebel too. They want to do that way. Everybody want to show strength now. I think that the other side would not want to back down because it would be like, because these guys felt like they did this. So that's what made us to come. And don't want to be feeling like, you try to stop them. They will not do. So it's really, really it's a sticky situation right now, Nelson. And I don't think that ECOWAS visiting them or whatever would do anything. I think it's gonna be more difficult now than it was before all of that foolishness happened.
Let's hear from you, Vasco. Let's hear your take on this issue. With everything that's happening now, Vasco, do you think it's gonna have any bearing on the image, of the current administration? Do you see any possibility of this affecting the image of the government, especially in a case where ECOWAS fails to put this situation to rest, and then ECOWAS goes? The impression there all by itself with respect to how the government handles this situation, especially even with the involvement of ECOWAS.
Thank you, Nelson. Look, maybe Tinubu, I think he's the head of ECOWAS.
Yeah.
Tinubu should have done a background investigation and know about the country that he was sending a delegation to.
But the Nigerian president know about the country now.
Tinubu ain't really know about us that much. Tinubu, so he talk to people.
Come on, no. Liberians are not rebel. Liberians are law abiding.
I'm talking putting words in my mouth.
Yeah, but don't say that and allow Emmy to
Is
forward.
it yeah?
No, I say, I answer her.
Okay, but when you say you didn't know the kind of people who are, what did you mean?
Replay it.
Let me lay my thought now, Nelson.
Okay, go ahead.
Tinubu didn't know, he don't know us. But now, thank God he has sent his people and they will carry the news back to him. The time say, the country you sent us to, the people who supposed to defend the constitution, the people who can make the law, and the people can break the law in the country. That group of people who call lawmaker, the Supreme Court, the big court in the country, can tell them, say, we put in state order on the one, don't do the one, don't do that one. They say they can't even listen to the Supreme Court. So I don't know. Nothing has been solved. ECOWAS, they're going to pack the bag and go back.
You're talking about the same country where the ECOWAS can rule and say you got to pay this man off, tell the government you got to pay Cabinet General off, but the government still ain't listening.
You get any document?
Vasco, don't do this to us. I know you support the CDC, but
we discuss it. You see, you will be Anthony said, and you will be a spokesman for the Unity Party.
No. He asked me a question.
It's important. Now, the reason why I asked you that question is because you support the CDC. Under the CDC administration, Cabinet Janet was removed. He took an appeal. He felt that his removal was illegal. It was unconstitutional. There was some foul play. He wasn't given due process and all of that. He took an appeal to the ECOWAS court. ECOWAS court ruled in his favor that you should settle the man. All the different Google things that the ECOWAS court ruled in favor of the man. The CDC government didn't do it. Now you come back. No, I'm coming, Vasco. Now you come back to say their government will not listen to ECOWAS court because we are the people who can go to the big court in the land and the court say we must do the one, we can do it. But you're not stating what happened with the very ECOWAS court and the Liberian government. And that's why I asked you the question. But anyway, go ahead. You are protected.
This thing, I never listened to Cabinet General anywhere saying that the government gave money. If anybody get a clip, let it bring it. As I was saying, this thing that is taking place in Liberia, see, this is a very simple matter.
No, wait, Vasco. Yeah. This is a very simple matter. I'll hold you there. Are you saying, should we hold you by your word here tonight? Are you saying that the CDC government pay Cabinet Janet his money as instructed by ECOWAS? Is that what you're saying?
Nelson, once a president complain.
No, listen. No, Vasco. Because you came across as someone who had the information. So that's why I want the clarity from you. Are you saying that the CDC government pay Cabinet Janet his money?
Vasco, so you're going to be true for my
listen,
man.
No. I spoke English, right? I spoke English here.
Yeah.
Listen, I said, I have never heard Cabinet Janet on any platform.
The man on the platform
don't pay him money.
He said it.
So that's so. Man, go bring a clip. I said when you bring a clip, I will believe it. I said the same pay the man.
Okay, so
I can hear it.
Are you insinuating that because he didn't complain,
because I didn't
that he was giving his money? It means that you yourself who saying that you're not sure, you can confirm or deny as to whether Justice Janet received his money as instructed.
That's what I'm saying. Because Justice Janet is not complaining, so
which means the CDC you're not sure. You just saying something to back your point. So go ahead, Vasco. You're protected.
Okay, thank you, Nelson. You said something about the image of the government, Nelson. That the issue, the thing that unfolding at the capital, what I know, it will send a bad image. Nelson, the government image already chakla. They want that just separate branch of government, but the government overall, their image already spoiled. So many things to talk about outside there. I know we'll come to that one another day. But the issue that unfolding, the two groups, one group on the law side, follow the law. Then the other group, they don't want to follow the law. And at the group, Nelson, I hear you on the show telling us that they had a session. Those people can go sit down, they have a meeting. That is not a session. I don't know why the journalists can be running, going to that place. They say, oh, the majority black, we have sessions, so let's go there.
Vasco, make your point and forget about why the journalists.
Yeah. And see everybody running. Some people will break them. Some people falling down on the step, running, click. I said, well, ego. These people operating illegally.
Did you ask Representative Cole and Mene why they were running claiming that step? So you didn't ask a politician, but you're asking the journalists why they were running claiming the steps.
That's my concern with the journalists. I don't get time for not many. Because the journalists, they can be making these people to do things that they're supposed to be doing. Nobody should be going to a place to carrying a group of people to go sit down. Those people, they are not doing no legitimate stuff. Simple something. You want move the man, go get it for the non-person, you go sit down and you put the issue on the floor, you discuss it. If you're able to move the man, you move the man. Well, they just delaying because the speaker, they keep making the speaker more stronger. Because let me tell you, the Liberian people, we're not crazy. We know the speaker is on the side of the law, and that's the side the Liberian people go on. The other people who thinking that those men are operating the right way, then they continue. Who will suffer? The Liberian people will suffer, and Joseph Boga government need will be damaged. They already damaged. They bring fake thing in the country. That's it. So you continue. The speaker they get money, and the people be taking their pay.
ECOWAS delegation, you think it was a success?
Nancy, there is never a success when there is no result. When you get positive result, then you get success. The minister in the country, the people still having a majority black session.
But you just call the session. You just call the session.
Now the way you're calling it as journalists, you're putting words in our mouth. You're calling it session, so what would you call it?
Thank you, Vasco. Let me
now you're on the ground and we're listening to you. I know what Iman said, people can go have meeting.
Thank you. Let's take our brother Chris a bit. Chris, go ahead and take on this issue.
Okay, thank you. I think everyone have made very good points tonight. But I think that ECOWAS visitation to Liberia is important for my aim. It's very much important because if you look at the ECOWAS community, they are there for peace in West Africa. One of the major things here, the fundamental of ECOWAS have to do with peace. So coming to Liberia, I think it's important. But I'm somehow disappointed when it comes to some decisions from ECOWAS towards Liberia. We don't honor it. I will start from Manesi Do, the wife of former President Samuel Kanya's wife. She went to ECOWAS before. ECOWAS ruled in favor of her. The United Party government then, headed by Eddie Johnson-Seli, never honored the result of ECOWAS. It came to President George Weah, CDC. Camilla Jen was illegally removed. He went to ECOWAS court. ECOWAS court ruled in favor of him. The government refused to listen to ECOWAS court. Today, we are here on another one. I think ECOWAS still meeting with stakeholders beside those people. I think they had to meet with the Liberia Bar Association. I think so. Yeah, they will come with the result. They will come with a prayer release after meeting with those people. But I think that ECOWAS suggestion will be they'll be looking at one, the constitution of Liberia. Two, they'll be looking at the rules, the standing rules in the House of Parliament. These are things we'll be comparing. And I think ECOWAS suggestion will be, I'm just assuming, that they go by the constitution. The constitution, because we don't want to set wrong precedent or lesson. It happened any snow regime. It happened former at the start. Should it happen this regime? Then what similar I would tell the young people, the young generation are coming up. So I think there should be a system put in place. If there are issues with the speaker, let them return the session and submit their petition, and then they do it legally. Because if that don't happen, ECOWAS leave today. Fine, ECOWAS can leave. ECOWAS will give a suggestion that points, maybe that suggestion, the one is ECOWAS. ECOWAS will leave. If thing happens tomorrow, we want to first to come to our call, ECOWAS. that is seeing ECOWAS wanted tomorrow come to occur before any other international community come to occur. So I think that every suggestion will come from ECOWAS, the both parties should be able to listen to, but the rules of order should be the order of the day. Because Liberia, we don't want, be doing things that are unconstitutional. That is now, law abiding. Because I think that the law of Liberia, what's going on recently, I think that it's only for ordinary people. Because a lawmaker who's supposed to understand the law, we send it up there to be, the legislators to make the law for us. Those same laws that made before in the past, the 1986 Constitution, those guys are breaking the laws. It is simple. We take a session, that one they have in that session, a meeting. Because the session to be presided by the speaker. That's a law. It has a deputy speaker. The deputy speaker presides in the absence of the speaker. But the speaker is in the country. And the deputy speaker having another meeting on the side, that undermines the democracy. It sends a different signal for the government. Bad image. President Bouaka needs to intervene. Because if this continues, I see Liberian people moving to that building. If they continues in the next next thing I show you, the Liberian people will move on those guys at that building. President Bouaka needs to stand up and intervene because all players that the budget have been submitted, we're going to submit the budget too. If you send it to the majority black, it's illegal. Supreme Court will intervene. Those guys will go to Supreme Court. And Supreme Court intervene. So all of these things they're doing, they will go by the Supreme Court. And we have to understand and respect the rules of order. The Supreme Court decision, we should honor because it's the highest decision making in this country. So those guys, any decision will come out from ECOWAS, then the both parties accept it and put Liberia first and move ahead. That would be my suggestion.
Well, thanks a lot. Chris, for your input tonight. We're gonna make a conclusion. Unless
I have a.
Okay, yeah, Emmy, go ahead. Just make that.
Okay, so thank you, Grace, for bringing my attention to this whole things happening before. I keep hearing people say it happened during snow time and it started in Emmanuel Nukwe, right? Okay, so this is not a precedent that has just been set, right? This is something that the precedent was set long time ago, right? That this is how these things work, and people accepted it then, right? So I think what happened then? Were Liberians voicing a concern about it like this that we're doing now, or because I don't want to say if I was still sitting right here, so let me just because I want to know about it. Yeah, so
3-year-old junior, what do you do?
So I don't know if I feel way more.
No, 105%. You are 3 years.
What do you do?
Yeah. So when it happened during those time, what happened? Why did Liberians let it to happen? Why didn't it stand up like that? Because if it happened 3 speakers ago, I think that's why people think that it is the norm now, that it should keep happening. And so after letting something to go on for a long time and then coming out now to want to voice that, yeah, it's never too late to speak out, right? But to make it seem like, this is a precedent that had been set, no, it was something that had been set in the past, which was wrong then. That's when the people supposed to voice their opinion, voice that frustration and protecting the rule of law and something. But coming out there and saying this, and I'm not saying majority black or minority black or any of them are wrong. Like I said, the only thing that had me mad with the minority black is what they are doing to the Capitol building. That is childish. They need to go to the courts. They need to take this thing like you said. if the majority, so-called majority black, if they don't have any constitutional backing and they're doing this, I think something would have been done ever since. I don't want to believe that these people don't have any constitutional backings and they are doing what they're doing. I stand to be corrected, but I don't want to believe that. But the way they're going about it, going there, acting childish and destroying things and stuff, trying to stop them, is what I'm against. And they need to actually take it to the court and try to put an end to this.
Nelson, can you take 30 seconds, please?
Okay, Chris. I wanted to respond to but
okay,
Chris,
let's give Vasco the 30 seconds. Maybe we'll give you another 30 seconds. Vasco, go ahead. Let's see.
Okay, so anyway, like you said, you don't know much about what happened at the time, but doing those.
Vasco, at which time? Listen. Let's avoid personal. Let's avoid being personal.
It's personal.
Yeah, let's avoid personal attack.
Going back to the time that she's talking about that one group, because we were there. I was there. I was in the country, so I can speak to it. Okay. So you see, the people that are in power right now, they call them the Unity Party, right?
Mm-hmm.
At the time that the same thing are happening now, when it took place, it was the same Unity Party. They were in power, and they had control at the time. The reason why today Fonati Kofa, who is dragging, Fonati Kofa, one, that lawyer, two, Fonati Kofa standing there, man, you don't want to resign. But the two guys you did it to back then, the pressure, and you supported the rescue train.
Okay, so what that got to do with me?
You part of the government, I government.
I suppose just say you might work. I'm a Liberian. That is the Liberian. Yeah, that is my government.
Your government. Yeah,
that is your government as well.
Yeah, my government. But I call you even.
You say your, and you remove yourself. So that's what I'm saying.
Your government now. That your party, United Party, it's a citizen government. So Nelson, at the time, those people were under pressure. They resigned. So it didn't drag the way it's dragging now. Although there was some noise, they were right, or they were on the law side, but they decided to resign. But for the T, who is a seasoned lawyer that know the law to a fingertip and got few people backing like 29%, he's not going anywhere.
So Chris, please take your 30 seconds quickly because I want to bring a particular.
Like what Ami was saying, I just want to just make some clarity. And that means that happened yesterday was correct.
That's yeah.
And that means that happened yesterday, that means correct. I learned what wrong yesterday to try to correct the generation. It should be corrected. 1, 2, Snow went to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court ruled in favor of Snow. It was public pressure and other men were depending on when he came from a house, only 3% left for his group. So a number dropped and the pressure from the public made Snow resign, but Snow won the case at the Supreme Court. Besides that, today you see the noise around because media. And after having a radio station around, spoon to around that time.
No Facebook.
To probably get information. So there are few media at that time to get information out there. But now you can sit in your house here, you go on Facebook, Google, you know what happened in Liberia. So the media now play a major role in this. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Well, what I said was yesterday there's a precedent being set. That precedent has already been set. That's what I said. I'm not saying it's the right thing to keep doing it.
I want us to go back in
and
this is where we're going to end the conversation and go to the phone lines and just take few calls. I want us to go back. If you go back into the happenings in 2016, when Alex Tyler, who is now the senator of Bowman County, was the speaker, they started to push this thing for his removal on that whole global witness thing, the report, report and all those different things that came up. They started to push for his removal. And this is something that lasted for several months. June, July, August, in September, before Speaker Alex Tyler finally gave in. Similar to what's happening now, the lawmakers then their spokesperson was how do you call it? How do you call this lawmaker? Was from Grand Bassa County. I'm gonna get his name. He was from Grand Bassa County District 3, Gabriel B. Smith. Yes, Representative Gabriel B. Smith of Grand Bassa County was in the position that Representative Samuel Koga in now. He was more like the chairman, the head of the, and they were pushing for this thing. Similar to what's happening now, they decided to go in the joint chambers. So before I go any further, it's like that joint chambers that some of the place about that. Some of the thing about that joint chambers that the whole government structure needs to look at. But they went to that joint chambers, and that's where they were. So many years after they push, Tyler resigned. The ex-lawmakers association, or whatever the name is, have now decided to get involved with this process. And I'm going to bring you a clip. This was from our coverage of Capitol Hill today. They went there. They're calling on their colleagues. They are saying that we are the senior. Former Representative Martineke Tingpan of Nimba County. And all of those lawmakers, they're saying that we are their seniors. We are here to tell them that they need to drop arms for the sake of the country, in the interest of the country. But these are the lawmakers who so many years back started this entire process. Now, I want to play just a portion of our engagement with them today on Capitol Hill. Let's just play a portion of this. We take 1 minute each across the table, and then we'll go to the phone lines.
Why do you get responsible for that? Which side
okay, let me unmute this.
Causing this degenerating to quote unquote chaos? Because you follow the debate, you see the other people go to session, others are going to lock the doors, and others are coming to
Well, the absence of the speaker caused some little bit of fraction, but when you came back, and I believe if he was here when this thing started on the 17th, what happened that day wouldn't have happened. So his absence created a little bit of gap, but say he came back and with advisors from other international partners, so he had been trying to manage some differences.
There are some Liberians who think, I'm Nelson from Spoon, there are some Liberians who think that you, the former lawmakers, created, set the foundation for what's happening now. You set the pace for what we're seeing transpiring now, the 55th legislature. What can you say to that?
No, it is totally just different, Nelson, as people may perceive it to be. It's a normal thing that even the husband and wife in the home, there will always be some exchanges. But when the exchanges interrupt to the extent that what happens beyond camera, you bring it to the public glare, those bitterness remain forever. When it happened during our day, if you watch the YouTube video today, I was one of those that engaged Samuel Koga. What I was doing, I was preventing him from taking the agenda from the presiding officer who was the speaker at the time. We thought so, and at the end of the day, we'll cross draft you can't take it. So our line was drawing. But today, looking at the mistakes from the past, and we cannot say that. We saw ECOWAS coming in here. ECOWAS coming in here. What can ECOWAS do better than the dose of? Our old people got a parable that one who raised sheep talks sheep matter. We were here. We know the details. We know the in-depth of those things.
So during your days, did you guys receive money to remove speakers? There are allegations of lawmakers receiving bribes to remove speakers.
Never, ever. Every time you monitor me on the OKFM, I've always spoken about invisible hands, interplay, blah, blah, blah. But there was nothing that has to do with money.
No money.
No money.
Can you hear you saying they play the scenarios of political? Doesn't forget that we should forgo the 1986 constitution, of which we took oath for in the past.
The constitution is for which we have decided to intervene. We have always said, we always say president. We always say this happened yesterday, it should happen. There are means and bounds through which correction can be made when it comes to some of these things. So we are not neglecting the constitution. By matter of fact, the Supreme Court took a decision. They took a decision and they are asking up to the extent.
So I have a question for the chairman.
I have a regret because there's my former home. I believe in the parliament so much. I love the parliament so much. That's why, by matter of fact, you saw Uncle Kazulu and myself were walking arm to arm today. You know that we went to election 2017. He won me, right? The fact that we can see head to head and we're talking, we just came from having lunch together. It means that politics is just something that is dynamic. Whenever a side win, they win. It doesn't mean that it's personal thing that we should be going again, because what we have, the common denominator is Liberia.
We cannot get our children worried in school. We cannot get our parents in the market all head scatter because of this impasse on Capitol Hill.
So I have a question for the chairman, Honorable Smith. What I mean, you serve at the level of the legislature, two-time lawmaker of Grand Bassa County. You were very instrumental in the processes that led to the removal of a former speaker here at the legislature as well. Do you and now several years after, you're coming back on this very ground of the legislature to try to mitigate a situation similar to something that you pushed for several years back. Do you regret your actions?
No, I don't regret my action because we acted within the confines of the law. And so I have no regret. Understand that there is a political theater and everything here is based on interest. We believe at the time that our constituent interest, the national interest was at risk from the current leadership. And we decided to voice that. It did not degenerate into physical attack on each other, all right? So the then leader, Alex Sala, for whom I hold a lot of respect, realizing that the national interest surpasses everything, all right, and giving the peculiarity of the situation at the time, he decided to resign for the good of the country. All right. But every situation demands its own approach. We cannot use one size fit it all. And this is why we find it expedient and imperatively, compellingly necessary that we intervene in the situation, bring it to bear our basic pieces of experience from both the Snow and the Tyler era.
You know, and just a clip from our interaction today of Captain. These are the former
questions. Good questions, Nelson.
Thank you. I mean, these are the former lawmakers. The people who were
not doing you justice.
I get love and I get
you get love, but no.
No, but okay, but then guys,
we're gonna conclude on this and we take calls.
Yeah. So the former lawmakers, they are trying to intervene. They're trying to find solution way around this entire situation of Capitol Hill. You listen to them. Let's hear your own analysis on their respective comments, and then we're gonna go to the phone lines. Let's take 1 minute 30 seconds each, beginning with you, Moba.
Look, Nelson, you can listen. I mean, when you listen to the former lawmaker, you can hear him talking different thing. Because he said we're working in the confines of the law. Now you're talking about the confines of the law. When I went to the Supreme Court, they said Edison won the case. You should go back. And y'all came by yesterday, man, resign under pressure. Let's agree that if Edison not coming resign, what coming happens? You're coming happen the same way what's going on today. So we don't know, but probably that's the same because Fonati Kovana resigned here, right? He stayed there. And what happens? The majority is still holding that ground. So probably it comes to be the same. And the senator, the president senator of Bomi County, look at for long snow, he said, you know what? Let me give it out. But Nelson, if we talking about, and first of all, I don't know if I hear him answering that question or probably answer all the costs. What the reason they remove snow? There are anything he listed for all to know what the cause, what Snow did, what probably or he was involved in corruption or probably
they have their own count. So, they have their own.
Because I want to say the whole is a political theater.
If you listen to even Senator Snow, he said on this very spoon when he appeared here, he said at some point as speaker, he was very young, he was very enthusiastic. He felt that he and the president were equal, so he tried to measure arm with the president. Former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, so became a whole political process.
So there was no reason. They bring no reason out to take him out. They say the man was corrupt. They say the man embezzled money or the man stole or whatsoever. But they just say we take him out because probably at that time his mom was shot and he was young. All the wanted at all. So so that's it. It just that's because all the lawmakers then who at that time facilitate the removal of speaker today. Now while the other people looking at it, they say, you know what? Same happened yesterday, it will still happen today. They may resign. So that if they'll come and go with the confine of the law, and that's it, they're going to team up, and they'll do the voting process, and that do they want to do that one. Next thing.
Thank you.
We're not going to be in this situation.
I want to hold you there more, but let's hear you a bit, Emmy. Your take on this issue. Then we're going to take Vasco and our brother Chris will take us to the phone line.
Yeah, Nelson, thank you. You can hear from our founding fathers, forefathers. We call them the constitutional crafter or whatever we should call them, that whole corrupt house. But yeah, you could hear them tripping over the question. It's the same thing. Corruption, okay? It wasn't anything so special that they did and they went by in the confines of the law. They did this and the BS. It's the same old thing. And I even find it hard to even believe that they're over there without any brown envelope playing, okay? I can't even trust any of these people. And oh, Liberia. But yeah, you saw the whole thing play out when you asked the question. He's saying that Nelson, when has been the last time that you asked somebody in that place that did y'all take money? And they answer you, and you thought it was going to tell you, said, oh yeah, we got brown envelope to remove. Nobody will tell you that. Everybody will tell you no. So they're acting like they are the peacemaker today, like I was saying earlier. This is not the first time. So when people say, oh, we don't want this to be a precedent set, no, the precedent has been set long before. And I'm not saying it can't be changed now, but I just wanted to make that correction. And those people who the founding fathers of this mess, you saw some of them today. So let's not come here and pretend that but
I mean, do you think that the former lawmakers are going to succeed in getting their colleagues to hear them, to listen to them at this point?
No, they're not. They will not listen to anybody. Nobody will listen to them. They're just over there. Maybe, who knows? I'm just saying. Okay, don't take my word for it. Maybe somebody getting brown envelope to come and show up and be like, oh yeah, this is so and so happening. And what's happening over there? The only difference there is the brown envelope that is being played out, but it happens in every country. Okay, that people want to remove that speaker. The country we live in, it happens here, but the people go and do their job, do what they're supposed to do in the confines of the law. It's nothing for you to go bring ECOWAS in, but since we got people that can just bring talks in the house and do something and be breaking houses and be causing my calls, telling the deputy speaker your mind this, your that. Maybe that's why it's a different situation. But those things happen everywhere around the world. People, the lawmakers have issues between themselves. They have among themselves with stuff like this. And if only they can just go about it, like from the court, like they've been doing. Who knows? Somebody said, oh, this was not going to change if the court had. We don't know that, okay? What we know is that these people resign in the midst of the whatever that was going on. They resigned. Here, this other speaker said that he's the tough guy. People at Vasco then say he got a seasoned lawyer. The other one don't have seasoned on it. Okay, fine. Let's see how it ends up. But don't come and tell us that the executive is supposed to be the one to do this or do that. No, the executive, maybe they're like my Harriet said. The only reason why it's lasting this long because they're probably not giving out brown envelopes. Who knows? We got people at Vasco that are sitting here teaching us civics. Can you imagine that? Liberian people are lost. Like my sister Freeman said, we need those things in our schools. If the people know what they suppose that constitution is and what's supposed to happen and what's not supposed to happen, you are not happy with it. I mean, I don't know anything about the constitution. In Vasco sitting here telling and say, oh, that the president or Chris and Vasco, then the presidents all to go and twist their hand behind their backs. If they don't do it, that means that the government doing it and that the president getting it to drag on this much. Nobody will listen to that because they learn that 17 school, they know what's supposed to happen.
Thank you.
That's what I'm going to say.
Thank you. Vasco, let's hear you on this one. I don't know which are the lawyers didn't have CC on them, which one has CC on them, but that's okay. We can
a seasoned lawyer. He got macaroni seasoning everything on him.
The one like only envelope that the seasoning one.
So Nelson,
guys, I beg you.
I don't know what they former lawmaker, what they really went there for, who they want to speak with.
No, they want to find a solution to this issue. No, listen, man. Vasco, you look. I will go off.
No,
Man,
but
because
Nancy,
sometimes
Vasco
the way
asked
you
good
ask your
question because they did it before.
the way you ask
You
this
see,
question is yeah, Vasco. Don't let me laugh you on the show.
Nancy,
The
to
minute when
be
they're the
frank,
wrong people.
I'm blaming the old lawmaker, the former lawmaker. And Nancy, I'm blaming. Why Nancy won't even bring the people then stop it here? What really they want to do there? Who they going to speak with? ECOWAS in the country, they can't settle problem. They're not able. Foreign people who come from different country, they can't. Now, who are listening to them? We gotta be serious in our country sometimes. On a serious note.
But Vasco, don't you think that the fact that they are experienced, they've been at the legislature before, those current lawmakers, whether from Councilor Kofa Black, from the Speaker's Black, or the anti-Kofa Black, don't you think that those people should be listening to them? They are former lawmakers. Some of those people were in the 52nd, 53rd, 54th legislature.
Nancy, look, you see what is happening in Liberia? Look, what is happening in Liberia? Former lawmaker going to talk, ECOWAS coming to talk. Nancy, those guys on that Capitol Hill, they know the right thing, they know what they're supposed to do. They know it.
Thank you.
What would you tell your group? You tell one group, the group saying that way to RLG, they can take on the lesson plan now, they're afraid of the public side. They're not free anymore. Then you can call back, look at you can call back and attend to you, they call it integrity lawmaker. You see the trouble in the country? You can an integrity lawmaker that they need to get for the other group now. Integrity lawmaker and the other
What's
people.
today's date? I want to mark this date.
And the other people,
they are not integrity. You get integrity lawmaker.
So they think you got integrity, you got going by the rule, the law of the country.
Okay. I want to mark this date because I remind you.
Listen, these people, it is good that everyone can talk. It's also good that the former lawmaker can go talk. Oh, who they going to talk to? Nobody will listen to them.
Thank you. Chris, please take us home. Let's hear you. Can you hear me, Chris? Okay, so we lost Chris. I see the people are calling. Let's take just few calls.
Let's take a few calls.
Because I've been complaining this for some time now. We're not getting them to participate.
I noticed it too.
0-551-01075. Hello, let's hear you quickly.
Good morning, Nancy. And let me say good morning to your panelists. First of all, let me say thanks to the female. No, I think you are a mother, and you sound like a mother, like a good mother. You know, when it comes to Vasco Umpa, I don't really get in the response for Vasco on the show. What surprised me, it is my niece. I'm mom from down Island. Look, niece, for everywhere you go, in the school, what identifies you as a student is your article. It surprised me for you to say, in fact, they are denying other people. The police don't know the differences between who work over there. This is how, in fact, this is why we say in this country that these people are slave masters. When someone working with you, they don't have identity. You must, a lawmaker must come to an interest and identify, and you know, in the kind of a crisis. Who does that? Who does that? People who claim that they are standing by the law. This is how they are running our people, enslaving our people. That's controllable. You know, so when it comes to law making, the law is clear. The law has reasonings. And there were the law writers. They say you must get an absolute majority. In the absence of the absolute majority, you must have simple majority. Simple majority constitutes 37. And in that process, a court that how, in the absence of the speaker, can preside on the failure of the deputy speaker. Let me tell you on this next thing.
That's not members leading the public when you're lying to check flow.
Speaker protest. If people was not, backing as law, what they are doing, but now the legislature should have been shut down. But because of their presence, they are in sections and this is why making the Senate are still functioning.
Thank you.
This is why we are saying in all costs, the majority.
Let me hold you there, sir. We don't have all day, so I will suggest that you guys make your points in 30 seconds, 45 seconds maximum, please. Hello, Mr. Denois. It's good to have you. Let's hear you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Nelson. Thank you for always having me. You see, when Fonati came the last time from Italy, Fonati admitted, and I really admire that he made a mistake, right? Okay, he made a mistake. And he continued to make that same mistake. When Fonati came, he accepted his guilt. The guilt he was talking about is one. People like South Foucault. People that the other one from Bon County. A majority of those guys who followed him going to the Capitol building, taking things off. And if you follow Yeke, people who are saying Yeke is an integrity lawmaker, if you follow Yeke keenly, just they feel the what Yeke said. He said, it's not time for me to leave Fonati yet. It means that something is happening. A lot of things are happening. It's the people who supporting Fonati and saying Fonati should not resign. They don't know that Fonati is gradually losing the gobbles that in his hand, that he lacked, that had that authority. All of those things is happening. People can see it is because Fonati is a Jesus Christ now to all Liberians.
Thank you.
And his police coming to tell you that when you interview them today, just a few seconds, you interview them today and say, look, Fonati went a little bit off limit. They can't understand it and they are saying this. Fonati is gone. The public pressures will carry him. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, sir. Thanks for making your contribution. We'll take just 3 more calls because we're out of time. Hello, you're live. Let's hear you. Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, go ahead quickly.
Yeah. So I called tonight purposely to say that if they are not able to get the 49, let them leave Speaker Kofa alone. If they're able to get the 49, let them remove him.
Thank you. Thank you. That's a great one. Thank you. Hello, your name and where you call from quickly.
So they can move on district number 3.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Nobody saying that Fonati is a Jesus Christ. If I Fonati told on last day, it's not a foul. Let the men go by the session and get 49 Fonati.
Thank
you. Who making the law should not be breaking the law. I was talking to somebody saying that people say Fonati is a Jesus Christ. And they go by and sit down and make Gambo, get it 49 and remove Fonati.
Let's go you there and take another person. Hello, your name and where you call from?
Hello, Nelson. My name is William. I call from Fargo.
Go ahead quickly.
Yeah, Nelson, I want to make my contribution real quick. Nelson, this whole thing, what I look at in the thing here is Fonati Kofa adding a cat in the whole story. Fonati showing Ram hiding a hate, he put it in your faces today. For Fonati to walk to that gate today and making policemen, she was supposed to doing their work. Fonati telling them they will take them from there and go make them to go mass out of her. That showed Fonati himself doesn't have no integrity. Because almost all the discontentment in that house right now that we see all come from Fonati's side. Those 43 guys, you don't see any of their staff for them jumping in the street or hating somebody to break it down. Everything that happened in Marvin Cole and the other guy, and I did it one from Kofa's side. And Kofa not even talking about it. So I don't know what really Molbard and say. They just sit down and just pick on one side and just speak on it. Very, I don't understand it.
Thank you very much.
You got to advise Kofa. If you don't want to step down, let Kofa obey the rules of the law. Let you step down.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your input. That they all remove on part that lawmaker doing that fire enforce you coming away. I hope you know how you coming. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, please go ahead quickly. Let's hear you.
Thank you. Hey, Stephen. My name is Slicky. I'm calling from Syracuse, New York.
Okay.
Listen, I just have 1 or 2 points to ask those people who are talking about Fonati should leave. these people who they group of 49 or whatever, or 43 or whatever number it is, these people accusing Fanati of corruption. They themselves took money for removing Fanati. Is that right? All the people who are saying Fanati should go, is it right for those 30 or 43 people to collect money just because they want to remove Fanati? Is that right? The second thing is, if they want Fanati to move, the law is the law. Fanati did not refuse to move. Let them have 49.
Thank you.
If they cannot produce 49 number of representatives to remove the speaker, which of course that's what the constitution say, they should go back to the drawing board.
Thank you.
And try and look for more people.
That's
when
all
they
you
get
do.
49, they can come back.
Yeah, hello.
But they should not hold the country as hostage.
Hello?
This is wrong.
Thank you very much. I want to
These
hold you
guys,
there
they are
and
doing it for
bring
their own
in the
selfish
final
gain. They're not
caller.
doing it for Liberia.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
They're
sir.
doing it for their own selfish gain. They're not doing it for Liberia.
Thank you.
Because if they were doing it for Liberia, they would not collect money for removing Fanati. They collected money. Even up to this time, they're still living in the hotel. They're not living in their home. They are afraid that if they go to their home, some people will break away. That's why
Thank you very much,
hotel.
sir. Let
That's
me let me hold you there and take the final caller. We're out of time. Hello. Let's hear you quickly, sir.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm Victor Moore calling from Tama Village.
Tama Village. Where is your Tama Village?
Yeah, Tama Village is located behind Mount Barclay. Here, behind Waco.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, my brother, it is in the weedy Liberian because we don't know our rights. It's a me now the way those gentlemen are behaving. To write our petition and carry it to the international who will know, let us demonstrate and tell the entire world that we don't want no people again, which we are re-election. That's the only way the country will be straight. But if we make so many in the street, they will continue to play with the Liberian our integrity.
Thank you.
It is our constitutional right. We need to write a petition and demonstrate and say that we don't want no people, we need re-election. Those that want to re-elect them, will re-elect them, and some of them will bypass.
Thank you very much.
And then we say, oh, legislation don't want to do it. Liberian people work. People are playing on our man.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. I want to hold you there, folks. We're out of time now. I think we can just do our closing. 1 minute each across the table. I am going to set the timer. So let's start with our brother Chris, and then we're going to go to Vasco, and then Moba will take us home. Chris, I hear you. Chris, you are muted. Can you unmute?
You let him out.
Okay.
Freeze.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Vasco, please go ahead. You're closing.
Okay, Nelson. It was a great show. Thank you. But the issue we talk on today, I mean, this is very sorrowful. Seriously, this is very disturbing. This is disgraceful for this government. And, and sometimes when I sit down, I can be asking myself, I say, well, now the people here, these people were making all the noise around the place here. They were the best group of people. They knew everything. Everything, they knew it. We thought that when these people come, the things that we see happening now in our country, it will not show face. But to see what is happening, not just the legislative branch, but also the executive branch. The whole country just upside down. While our friends are moving ahead,
20 seconds.
And Liberia will continue to languish beyond there, struggling. This is a big shame, and I will always put the president into it. If we had a president, we had a good leader, if we have a far-sighted leader, what is happening in Liberia right now, we're not happy. Because we don't have a president, that's the reason why the thing happening like this.
Chris, let's hear you quickly. Your input. Your closing.
Okay, thank you, Nelson. Oh, when the former lawmakers were speaking, one thing I catch up on the first person that spoke. He said the mistakes that were made in the past And he mentioned about Samuel Koga, one of those when they're about to remove Elisa, you're one of those who, who were in the vanguard pushing it. And today, the same Samuel Koga is in the picture again. But we just want to encourage Liberian people. And that means it happened yesterday. It won't happen yesterday, should continue. We need to set precedent. We need to erase that old stuff because the young generation are coming out. We need to be a law-abiding citizen. So in that case, I will encourage the 43 lawmakers return back to session and they'll do that petition or listen to what ECOWAS says. ECOWAS come after everything, they pray release anything ECOWAS says, let them honor it because we don't want to become parent tomorrow. Thank you.
Moba, you can take us home.
Yeah. Thank you, Nelson, and thank you to our many listeners and those who are able to call tonight and get our input. We say thank you and thank you to my fellow panelists. Look, Liberian people, y'all knowing the good from the bad. Y'all knowing the good lawmaker and the bad lawmaker. Y'all knowing all the lawmakers who follow the rule of law and follow the Constitution. It's in your the boys in your code right now. So we all know 2029 is still far, but I think anytime you're ready to sleep, you're ready to spend on the stuff. You're putting in your mind that this coming 2029, you know who to put in power. You shouldn't put people in power who only for themselves. They only think about themselves, not for the majority of the citizens, but only themselves. So and again, Mr. President, our president Joseph Imabwaga, you got to stand up. You got to do the people work. We need concession. We need company in the country. We need work. It's not one day, but at least gradually. If you start a process, we know you will end it. But if you didn't start, then when you will start? That's where everybody asking question when you will start, when things will start working. So I think you need to wake up, Mr. President, and do the work and make sure those who carry on massive corruption, you take a stand and let the Liberian people benefit at least so they can be excited at who they put in power. Many Liberians who are under the rain, under the sun, just for your election, so they can be able to get something for their children and themselves. So we look up to you, Mr. President, for more concession and for more company. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Moba. It's been a great show. I want to appreciate everyone for being on here tonight. Thanks to our audience, Gabriel Buema, Lynn Lakbor, Augustine Saki, Sunion, Freeman, our dear sister, Henrietta, Conan Morgan, thanks for being here. Anthony Gate, H. Davlas, Thomas Jones, Mona Colère, everyone. Comfort Henry, thanks to everyone for being here tonight. We look forward to a great show tomorrow. Until then, have a good night. I'm Nelson Colère. Thanks to Chris City for being here. Thanks to Vasco Smooth. Thanks to our brother Moba Zoka as well. This is how